Like Shakur Stevenson, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet. He's so fucking boring. How old is the guy? 27, 26, I don't know.
26.
26. Of course he's not retiring. Just say to him, all right, mate, bye. Come back to us when you've finished your tantrum. You know, what Shakur Stevenson should be doing is actually getting off Twitter. Because I rate him, as I said, as one of the top fighters in the world. But he's so, like...
This was Eddie Hearn giving his reaction to Shakur Stevenson announcing his retirement after the Edwin De Los Santos fight. Eddie Hearn didn't hold back. He said, Shakur is one of the best fighters in the world. However, he's boring. Well, ironically, fast forward a fight later till today, Eddie Hearn ended up signing Shakur. And Eddie Hearn didn't just sign Shakur. He also gave Shakur the best deal on the table than everyone else. Then Floyd Mayweather, then PBC, then Top Rank. Eddie Hearn gave Shakur the best deal on the table, and that's why Shakur ended up signing with Eddie Hearn. According to my inside sources, Shakur is getting like $5 million to fight Zepeda later on in 2025, and he's getting his biggest payday to fight a tune-up in Cordina. Basically, a stay-busy fight since William Zepeda didn't want to fight Shakur at the moment in time. Along with everyone in the lightweight division, they didn't want no smoke with Shakur, so obviously he has to stay active. That being said, after listening to what Eddie Hearn had to say about Shakur, it just makes you wonder, how is Shakur and Eddie Hearn relationship is going to be after their contract is up? I'm not talking about while Shakur is still signed to Eddie. I'm talking about after the William Zepeda fight, when Shakur wants to fight Gervonta and Eddie Hearn is no longer involved. Is he going to start calling Shakur boring again? Is he going to start bashing Shakur the way he's doing to Devin Haney, claiming that Devin Haney is not valuable, or better yet, he's not worth as much as he thinks he is? In addition to saying that Devin is not really a promoter, he's just pretending to be a promoter. Lastly, Eddie even went as far as defending Ryan for cheating Devin Haney by claiming that Ryan took PEDs for the solo reason to make weight, even though Ryan didn't make weight, nor try to. However, Eddie Hearn doesn't believe Ryan took PEDs to get stronger, faster, and more powerful. Absolutely not. Eddie believes Ryan took PEDs to do the one thing he didn't do, which is make weight. The funny thing about that, all-strain doesn't work like that. You can't take it the day of and it's automatically going to start working. Absolutely not. All-strain works over a period of time. And Ryan was taking PEDs the whole entire time. I already made a video on that. I'm going to leave a link for that video in the comment section below. Nevertheless, I believe Eddie Hearn realized he made a huge mistake by not signing Crawford when Crawford became a free agent. He ended up missing out on the Errol Spence payday. He even could have had made Crawford versus Jaron Ennis since he has both fighters signed. Despite all of that, recently Eddie Hearn said he don't regret that decision, even though his action says another. Him signing Jaron Ennis and now Shakur, two Black American fighters. That tells me Eddie Hearn learned from his mistakes despite what he says publicly, because Crawford revealed the reason why Turkey signed him in a heartbeat is because when Turkey looked at Crawford's contract with Top Rank and the numbers he was doing for Top Rank, he saw that Crawford was bringing more money to Top Rank than majority of the fighters that was signed to Top Rank. Basically, if what Bob Arum was claiming that he was losing money on Crawford, then Bob Arum is losing even more money with all of his fighters. So might as well he needs to get out of the boxing business if that's the case. However, Top Rank wouldn't even sell their company for billions of dollars, which tells you everything you need to know. It's all bullcrap. We all know Crawford brings more money to the table than Jaron Ennis and Shakur. So if Eddie Hearn is interested in signing Shakur and Jaron Ennis, then why wouldn't he be interested in signing Crawford? You see what time it is? He was following Bob Arum's footsteps. He was going along with the agenda. The reason why Eddie Hearn said the things he said about Crawford, the reason why Eddie Hearn was bashing Crawford and is still bashing Crawford till this day, is the same reason why Eddie Hearn is talking down on Devin Haney and not Canelo Alvarez. We see a consistent pattern here. It's interesting to see how Eddie Hearn is giving Devin Haney the cold shoulder, but he's not doing the same to Canelo. In fact, Canelo trainer Eddie Reynoso did an interview on a Mexican channel where he said that Eddie Hearn gave them a disrespectful offer, which that's the main reason why they went back to PBC to fight Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. Two DAZN fighters, Canelo is fighting them on PBC because PBC is paying them more than Eddie Hearn and DAZN. However, when Eddie talks to the public, he don't say the same thing about Canelo that he says about Devin Haney. He don't say Canelo Alvarez thinks he's worth more than he actually is, especially for the cherry picks he's picking. We not gonna overpay for that. We willing to pay what they are worth. You will never hear Eddie Hearn say that about Canelo Alvarez. Instead, he defends Canelo for literally everything and anything, even if he doesn't have to, such as Canelo avoiding Benavidez and asking for $200 million, and turning down $60 million guaranteed plus 100% of the pay-per-view revenue, an offer that Eddie Hearn really can't even give to Canelo to fight Benavidez. However, PBC did, and he still defends Canelo Alvarez for turning down the Benavidez fight. Let's be real, that's even being politically correct. We all know if Devin was Canelo, then Eddie Hearn wouldn't have shied away to tell the public what it is. And that's if Canelo is not interested to fight the winner of Bivol versus Beterbiev or Benavidez, then they really don't care. That's the only fights they have for him on the table. They not gonna pay for easy fights. Eddie Hearn will be talking like Turkey, but he doesn't, since Canelo has the complexion for the connection to get the ultimate protection. If you're gonna talk the talk, then keep the same energy with everyone. I even remember when Canelo wanted to fight Makabu, Eddie Hearn was on tape saying that he's willing to give Canelo even more than his minimum to fight Makabu.
Are you going to pick up Canelo versus Makabu?
Yeah, to see if that fight happens. You know, we'll put forward some options to Canelo Alvarez, as will everybody else, and I guess he'll choose whichever one he prefers.
Now, Canelo is receiving a lot of backlash for his selection of opponents. So is DAZN willing to pay Canelo $33 million for this fight?
Cool, I think you might have to pay a lot more than that. You know, look, he's done a great job. Obviously, he's a free agent, and that's worked really well for him. We had a brilliant time working with him. We're very close with him. We have a massive amount of respect for him, and hopefully we can work with him on his next fight.
That's what Eddie Hearn said publicly, right? However, behind closed doors, when Eddie Hearn was negotiating with Canelo Alvarez, they only presented a 2-fight deal for Bivol and Gennady Golovkin trilogy. So Canelo had no option to fight Makabu like he wanted originally. On PBC was offering Canelo Alvarez $100 million guaranteed plus pay-per-view to fight either Jamal Charlo and Errol Spence or Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez. So Canelo went with a DAZN deal, which is Bivol and the Gennady Golovkin trilogy. At that point, Canelo had to pick his poison. Both options he looked at was difficult, so he picked what he thought was an easier option, and that's Bivol and Gennady Golovkin trilogy. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn did not offer Canelo Alvarez the Makabu fight like he originally said he was for more than his minimum. And that's my point exactly. Even though both Canelo and Devin Haney are not signed to Eddie Hearn will never talk about Canelo the way he talks about Devin Haney. We know that for a fact. So we shall see how Eddie Hearn is going to treat Shakur Stevenson after their contract is up, along with Jaron Ennis. Is Eddie Hearn going to start saying Shakur Stevenson is born again? Or is he going to praise Shakur for the great fighter he is? Only time will tell. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Canelo's trainer Eddie Reynoso said that the offer you gave Canelo was disrespectful. That's why he chose PBC. Eddie Reynoso.
Did he?
Yeah.
Not sure he did, but please send it to me if he did.
Okay, absolutely. Real quick, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on Canelo saying Al Heyman is the best promoter?
Is that?
I said, what's your thoughts on Al Heyman? Canelo saying Al Heyman is the best promoter.
Whoever he's working with at the time, he says he's the best promoter in the world.
Eddie.